Have you ever wondered why some teachers are really good at the subject they're teaching? Besides our assumptions that it is their job to do so. It is because they've explained and taught the subjects innumerable times so as to have a strong foundation on that subject. In the words of Richard Feynman, he says, if you want to master something, teach it, because the more you teach, the more you learn. This ideology is exactly what we can practice using the Feynman technique. So who was Richard Feynman? Richard Feynman was a theoretical physicist who worked on quantum mechanics. He also obtained a Nobel Prize on his work on quantum electrodynamics. An interesting fact about him was that he was actually notorious for challenging his fellow physicians and mathematicians to explain core concepts in simple language. And hence this technique is named after him, by the way in which we break down the complex ideas into simple and legible form. So in this video, we'll be going over 4 steps that we can use to approach and implement this technique. And also towards the end, I'll explain a small tweak that has helped me to memorize the concepts that we have learned. Now you can use this technique not only to tackle a new topic where you need to build the concepts, but you can also use this technique to test yourself on a topic that is already covered. So it can be used as an effective tool in revision. The first step is to select a topic. One point to remember is that while choosing the topic, the topic shouldn't be vast. For example, instead of taking a chapter as a whole, rather take a subsection within that chapter. An example would be within cardiology, I would take cardiac cycle as a topic instead of studying the whole chapter of cardiology. So the second step is to explain the topic. After having gone through the topic once, close the textbook, take a piece of paper and explain the topic in your own words. While doing this, don't simply dictate what was exactly written in the textbook. Rather, try to come up with your own version of that topic. Use diagrams and day-to-day analogs that you can connect to, that you can relate to, and make this explanation a version of your own. Making these connections will help you to remember and recall the topic better. So that is why you have to explain the topic in your own words. Now after having gone through the explanation, try to find out those areas where you got stuck, where you felt there was a lacunae in your understanding. So these are the areas where you need to work upon. So now go back to the textbook and specifically work on these specific areas. Was it any examples, any fact or any small concepts that you didn't understand? Now go back and address these specific areas by going and reviewing textbook. After referring, again cycle the process. This time trying to simplify the explanation even further. An easy way to do this is to simply ask the question, why? Because a person who does not know anything about the subject will ask you, why is this happening? Why is something like this? And so on. So this why question will help you to question yourself on the knowledge of that topic. Now that we have understood the information, the conceptual part being taken care of, now we need to memorize the concepts that we have built. We do this by spacing the revision of the topic. So what do I mean by spacing the revision? We need to review or we need to schedule the revision of the topic every 1 day, 3 days, 7 days and so on. This is a simple way that will help you to memorize the concepts and consolidate the information for the long term. So to summarize, the first step is to select a topic, preferably a subsection, a small topic. Then the next step is to explain the topic in your own words. The third step is to identify those areas where you got stuck and work upon those areas. The fourth step is to make the explanation even simpler by asking the question why. Finally, you can memorize the topic by scheduling the review of that topic. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please show your support by giving it a like. And for further videos, consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.